What's up, y'all? Daveeezy, we back with another video. Y'all see the thumbnail title? I don't waste no more time. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
Talk the legal AF and Trump on trial.
Put my headphones in first. Yeah.
Hot take. If there was any doubt that what we're talking about in New York during the criminal trial is election interference and an improper campaign benefit that was given to Donald Trump by the National Enquirer, by the Catch and Kill program, all doubt was erased by David Pecker's testimony about Karen McDougall, the Playboy playmate who had a 10-month affair with Donald Trump, and conversations that took place in the White House after Donald Trump got elected because he buried stories like the Karen McDougall affair from the public and the electorate, conversations between Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the then press secretary, and her boss, Hope Hicks, the then White House communications director. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Keep a close eye on Hope Hicks. She will be testifying in New York, and I think she's going to be as devastating to Donald Trump's defense and getting him actually convicted than even David Pecker, because of her credibility and because she's been and had been with Trump all the way through the White House and beyond. I'm going to talk about it and break it down right here. David Pecker testified that Donald Trump arranged after his election a phone call between Hope Hicks, her subordinate, in this case, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who was the press secretary, the one out in front of the lectern or the podium. And the discussion was a Karen McDougall giving a bombshell interview to Anderson Cooper that took place in 2018. In fact, I'm going to play a clip for you so you know, well, this will be like the highlight clip, the highlight reel of Karen McDougall. That rocked the world of Donald Trump. He was very concerned. And to show you that the Catch and Kill program, or as the prosecutors in New York, the Manhattan DA call it, the Trump Tower conspiracy, and the Trump Tower conspiracy tacit agreement between Cohen, Michael Cohen, David Pecker, National Enquirer publisher, and Donald Trump continued beyond the election cycle into the White House. Because this interview between Karen McDougall, which she came clean about her relationship with Donald Trump to the American public in a way that Donald Trump never has, even though she was, in a way, the victim of all of this. When that hit in 2018, this led to the conversation I'm about to describe to you. Let's listen to the clip first.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want it done to me. I'm sorry. You know, he said hello like he would to anybody, and then throughout the night it was kind of obvious that there was an attraction from his part to me. Our first date, I was told we were going to go to the Beverly Hills Hotel for dinner. After we had been intimate, he tried to pay me, and I actually didn't know how to take that.
Did he actually try to hand you money?
He did. I can tell you we saw each other a minimum 5 times a month, up to bigger numbers per month. So
Over the course of how long?
Over the course of 2006 through, I think I ended the relationship April 2007. So we were together 10 months before I chose to end it.
What? Alrighty. Wow.
There was a real relationship there. There were real feelings between the two of us, not just myself, not just him. There was a real relationship there. I couldn't wait to get out of the apartment, actually. I think doing something wrong is bad enough. But when you're doing something wrong and you're in the middle of somebody else's home or bed or whatever, that just puts a little stab in your heart. And honestly, if you can tell, I tried to keep my distance. I tried to go as far away as I could, just because I felt guilty. I just needed to get out of it. I just needed to get out of it. It just was tearing me apart.
If Melania Trump is watching this, what would you want her to know?
What can you say except, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's hold that. That hits, that rocks Trump world. Trump then gets the old gang back together again, the conspiracy gang, and gets Pecker on a phone call with his now people that you and I as taxpayers are paying, right? The White House press secretary, the White House communications director, Hope Hicks, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, get them on the phone, talk about it. What was discussed, according to David Pecker in his testimony in the recent New York trial, he said they talked about extending the agreement that he entered into with Karen McDougall at the demand and command of Donald Trump to bury her story, right? They wanted to continue to try to limit the damage, even though she had already now gone on national television, international television, and given her story. They wanted to kind of reel her back in. And so they wanted to extend her, give her more money to get her to do less damage against Donald Trump, who's now elected, but of course wants to run again against the future Joe Biden. And so we have that bombshell testimony. What does that demonstrate? That demonstrates the importance of Hope Hicks when she eventually testifies, and I'm sure that's coming up soon. Because she's also going to testify, as I said in another hot take. Hope Hicks is also going to testify that she was involved in a conversation about the initial payments to Karen McDougall, not just this conversation, but the initial payments to Karen McDougall that started with a confidentiality agreement and buying her story, if you will, that the National Enquirer only executed not to make itself money because it was a losing proposition. And David Pecker said he knew it was an illegal agreement, but it was done to benefit Donald Trump as part of the conspiracy among friends, as David Pecker likes to say. She's going to testify she was involved with the initial setting up of the catch and kill program, or the direction of the catch and kill program towards this new target, Karen McDougall. She was target number 2. Target number 3 is Stormy Daniels. And we're going to hear from all of these targets, right? We're going to hear from Karen McDougall. She's going to testify. Stormy Daniels, she's going to testify, right? Hope Hicks, she's going to testify. And then somewhere down the road, Michael Cohen's going to testify. He's what I call a sandwich witness. Not because I'm hungry, because he's going to be sandwiched between a lot of other people. He didn't lead off the trial. He's not going to end the trial. He's going to be somewhere in the middle towards the end, after there's been a lot of corroborating witness testimony, right, that will shore up his credibility, that'll take a little bit of a hit because of his past. Focus on Hope Hicks. Proper sleep can increase focus, boost energy, and steam change in order to better programs a power to wake up report and business off code Peck new and use code LegalAF for up to 40% off. Now, let me tell you what Pecker testified to at trial about the Karen McDougall and this very new phone call that we just heard about for the first time in trial. He said he testified that he had concerns, Pecker, about the legality of paying to kill a story concerning a political candidate, that even he thought he was giving an in-kind contribution, unreported, undisclosed, at amounts higher than were allowed by federal election law to a candidate by running a program for him, a PR program for him. He also said, Pecker said, that he knew that the deal with McDougall was illegal and he wouldn't have entered into that agreement if it wasn't for Trump's benefit. Right? That kills Trump's, whatever his version of the story is. Oh, it's just hush money. Who cares? No, it's business record fraud coupled with election interference, which is a Class E felony in New York. Pecker said he intended to kill McDougall's story so it did not hurt Trump's campaign. He was aware, this is what he testified to, that corporations making campaign expenditures in coordination with a campaign without disclosing them was unlawful. He also testified to the Federal Election Commission in 2018 about these very issues. To reimburse the money to McDougall, Pecker said he used an outside service to facilitate the payment. He said he did this because he did not want the finance department of the Inquirer's parent company to receive money inbound from the Trump organization or Cohen, because it would have raised a lot of questions. In other words, if they use the National Enquirer to money launder the payments directly to Karen McDougall, it would have raised a lot of red flags. Even the National Enquirer has a compliance department, has an anti-money laundering policies, has know your customer policies, has a Bank Secrecy Act policies in place, Patriot Act policies in place. Right, we couldn't take the money in directly. This is all money laundering to cover up election crimes. That's what we're hearing in the testimony from Pecker. And as to McDougall, or as Trump used to refer to her, Karen, just to show you how the fruit of the illegal tacit agreement continues to carry through as a golden thread, if you will, all the way through to the White House and beyond, is that Donald Trump constantly asked Pecker, according to his testimony, how's Karen doing? How's Karen doing? How's Karen doing? Pecker testified that when Trump would inquire about McDougall, and then Pecker would say, she's quiet. This was in 2017. And when Karen McDougall stopped being quiet and she started in a hashtag Me Too environment to regain her dignity and tell her story, that led to the conversation that Pecker testified that we've heard about for the first time here in the trial of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, a shining light in the MAGA right-wing Republican Party, who's now the governor of Alabama, who thinks she's going to be in the White House one day. Listen to these sullied hands, these dirty hands of hers. And Hope Hicks, right? The Melania lookalike. There's so many Melania lookalikes around Donald Trump. I mean, seriously, I'm sure there are psychological study podcasts not named Legal AF that are qualified to talk about how many people in Donald Trump's life look like Melania. Hope Hicks being one of them. He's got another aide who's in the courtroom right now who looks, walks, talks, and dresses like Melania.
That's scary.
Alina Habba, compare her to Melania. Donald Trump has a thing for good-looking people, male and female. One of the working theories that my podcast host, Ben Meiselas, has is the reason that he doesn't go after Judge Merchan directly is because he thinks he's, quote, a good-looking man. We'll leave that for another hot take and another podcast. I'm focused on Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Hope Hicks. Watch Hope Hicks and listen to everything she has to say. It'll be against her will. It'll be like pulling teeth. She doesn't want to be there, but she's going to have to tell the truth because there's enough documents and information and emails and WhatsApps and corroborating testimony. Believe me, the Manhattan DA would not put her on the stand if they didn't think that she would be forceful in her proving certain data points that they need in advance of Michael Cohen's testimony. A lot of what is going on here is triangulation or orienting the jury to get ready and conditioned for Michael Cohen. I'm not saying Michael Cohen's the most important witness that they're going to put on. He's not. He does have some secret recorded tapes that I'm sure will blow the jury's mind when they're played between him and Donald Trump. That's for sure. Where Donald Trump admits that he's participating in this illegal conspiracy to pay off people like Stormy Daniels in cash, as he likes to put it. That's going to be a riveting day in the courtroom when they dim the lights ever so slightly and they roll the audio. Now there's text messages and WhatsApps because these people couldn't stop texting and communicating. Right? That's all going to support Michael Cohen's testimony. Other people's testimony supports Michael Cohen's testimony. Mm-hmm. David Pecker, who was there's only three people in the conspiracy, right? Cohen, Pecker, and Trump. 2 out of the 3 are going to testify and dump on Trump.
Dump on Trump.
Sounds like a perverse Dr. Seuss book. They're going to dump. It's time to dump on Trump. And that's what they're going to do. And even ones that are unwilling or are not there willingly, like Ronna Graff, his longtime assistant, Donald Trump's longtime 35-year assistant, she dumped on him too. She had to. For the small items that she had to testify to set up future witness testimony like Michael Cohen. We're going to continue to follow all of it right here, unvarnished, no smoke, no sunshine being blown here on Legal AF and on the Midas Touch Network. If you like what I'm doing, leave me a comment and a thumbs up. We'll keep it coming to you with this kind of content. And then you can follow me and others on Legal AF, like Karen Friedman Igniflo and Ben Meiselas, on Legal AF, the podcast. That's every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to know why we call it Legal AF at the intersection of law and politics? Come join us. We'll tell you. You can probably guess. And then you can pick us up on audio podcast platforms, wherever you get your audio podcasts from. And then I do hot takes like this, I don't know, about every hour, every day on the Midas Touch Network.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate Midas Touch. Want to like that video. And we're going to read these comment sections before we comment. Hope Hicks is working with the feds and knows where the bodies are buried. Trump is done. Oh my gosh. Trump for jail 2024. I dream of Press Biden taking the oath and the inauguration while Trump is stewing in a cell or a courtroom, guilty on all counts. Wow. Lock traded Trump up 10 years in prison. How can we get Comer, Simpson, and Jim Jordan in the next cell? Damn. Trump own words and actions will be the end of Trump. Sheesh. Having an affair for that long is insane. Trying to play hush money for some, you mean, is insane. That's insane, y'all. That's my comment. All this is insane. Paying hush money for her to be quiet. It's a mess, man. I mean, like I always, I'm interested to see what happens, y'all. If they do have, not the tapes. Yeah, I mean the tapes, not the actual video, but the audio of all this of Trump. You hearing Trump and shit? It's over with. That's proof. I don't know how much proof you want after that, but it's over with. Y'all let me know down in the comment section how crazy this is, y'all. Like the video. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button. We post shit like almost 3 videos a day. I'm gonna keep y'all updated every single day. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload, y'all. I love y'all. Peace and love, baby. And we are.